Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Virgos? Please, in mid-December, what energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in mid-December. What's happening? What's the vibe for my good friends? We are still in Sagittarius season. And very close to Cappy. Okay. I mean, this is a nice, soft, watery type of energy. So for any of you connected to a water sign, this is a good thing. There's a lot of mental action with this card. Now, this could be harnessed for good, but it could also be a little problematic. I guess it really depends on what your situation is right now, but this can be very positive. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So I love it. I think it's beautiful with the imagery. We see this lovely lady in the purple dress. She's like on a swing of sorts. There's like hot air balloons, beautiful etheric sky in the background. So this is like dreamland, or it's like the land of imagination when we see it here, which can be really nice. Now, again, for some of you, if you're connected to a water sign in particular, this could just be them showing up, because water signs get this card early and often in my readings. But it's the realm of thought. Now, for some of you, in the positive sense, this could represent the creative juices flowing. So for a lot of Virgos, thinking outside the box, finding creative solutions to things, expressing yourself creatively could be very important, especially if you have a lot of pent-up energy or emotion. But again, this could just be someone that's in their head, daydreaming, fantasizing, thinking a lot when this card is here. So just something to be aware of, especially if you're in your mind a little more so than usual. And yeah, I mean, it could be somebody you're connected to as well, where they're just like overthinking something. But we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Virgos. What's happening? And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was most definitely a funky energy showing up in last week's reading. Okay, so be alert over the next coming days and weeks still, because the reading was titled Beware of This Person. Now, if I remember correctly, it was like the Page of Cups clarified by the devil to me. There was a really good, smooth talking energy. Watch out for people that just tell you things you want to hear. Trying to be a little too convincing. It was just a little funky. So just watch those you surround yourself with. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get you 3. What do we got for Virgo, please? In mid-December, what's the vibe for my good friends? There we go. Thank you. Page of Wands. So more page energy, just like we had last week. So there is a lot of chit chat happening here, a lot of talking. This seems to be a big theme for all the earth signs this week. There's like really strong energy around communication. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. 6 of Cups, connections, partnerships. So there is a similar energy. This feels a little different than last week, though. Let's get one more. What we got here for Virgo. Thank you. Knight of Wands, evolution. Interesting how this spread shows up, because there's like an evolution of something. All right. I mean, I like that. I like evolution. I mean, we can't handle it sometimes, but the way it flows, I'm liking how this feels so far. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I find this pretty fascinating, to be honest with you. There's a strong energy about personal connections, but let's go through the elements first. Notice on the extreme ends, we have fire. We have the Wands court card showing up here. Now, if this isn't people that you're connected to, Fire element is about action, it's about passion, it's about drive and your inner vitality. So again, either you're feeling real good about something, some of you might be feeling a little zapped, but we have this card of history here in the middle. Lots of people showing up in your reading this week. So we might be looking at your circle once again. We're just going to see how it goes because we go from page, then some time passes into the night. So it's like the passage of time, which is peculiar because we're only reading for a week. So it's like we have all this time passing for whatever reason. Let's go through piece by piece and build this out. Position number one, the Page of Wands. Now, I like pages. I say it in every reading. They're a fresh energy. They're a new energy. They represent students, so like learning new things, taking in new information. This is a big action card, but pages are also communicators. They're talkers, they're messengers. So whenever we see a page, we're thinking a lot of talk. Now, this one is very, very fired up. The Page of Wands is like going off at something like hot and heavy. So again, we could be looking at conversational energy, especially with the Knight on the back end, but we're going to have to talk about this for sure. And especially with the history that we're seeing here within the middle. And we'll get into that more. Now, an issue when it comes to page energy is that it's not fully developed. It's something where it's not guaranteed. Sometimes it could be a shy, bashful type of energy. And something to always watch out for with the Page of Wands is that it could energetically tap itself out. Like it could put so much energy into something until it drains itself. So for some Virgos, it could be very important that you pace yourself with something. So we'll revisit that for sure. Now, moving to the middle, after we get this page tucked right in by this amethyst where it belongs, we have the Six of Cups chilling right in the center. Now, to me, this is a lovely card. It's a card of partnerships. So soul ties, soul connections. Doesn't always have to be romantic. It could be people that we just have a lot of history with when this card is here. This is one of my cards of memories. So maybe some Virgos out there, you're doing a lot of reminiscing, taking trips down memory lane, thinking about times past, Christmas past, and all that stuff. I do feel like this is a nice, easy flowing energy for the most part. But again, we could be either looking at things that are from the past, situations from the past, especially with both of these cards facing it. It's like, okay, well, we need to touch base on this, or we need to talk about this. I wouldn't be surprised in this time if there's certain things from the past that you kind of need to dig back up and really address. Now, this can just represent the person, like I mentioned, so it's like we're getting people all over the place here. So just know that you might be extra sensitive to the energies of those around you, for sure. But this is usually a very positive card. Now, moving to the back end, we got the Knight of Wands, the more evolved version of what we have going on in the front. So a lot of similarities. Knights are about taking action, moving forward. They can also be messengers. But you see, we start with this young, youthful page, then we have this passage of time, and then into the evolution of this Knight of Wands. So for a lot of Virgos out there, there might be a journey that you've been on, or a journey that you're on currently. Maybe something new comes in and it's like, all right, this has a lot of potential. So I'm liking what I'm feeling so far. But the issue when it comes to this Knight of Wands, and again, this is all based on the fact that you're not connected to a fire sign or don't have those placements yourself. The Knight of Wands can be extremely unpredictable. It can be explosive, it could be out of nowhere, unexpected, you name it. Same with the page, because fire, although is passion-filled and it's moving forward, sometimes it'll go off the rails. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. It means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that page? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Page of Wands. Where's that Page of Wands here? Okay. Whoa, okay. The Devil in reverse here. This could be a big venting sesh, possibly. So when I see the Devil in reverse underneath this Page of Wands, it's somebody that just has to get something off their chest. It's like, all right, this is eating me alive. I have to talk about it. I can't not talk about it. You need to hear me out. So I'm getting this just like venting. And I did mention that there might be something that needs to get readdressed. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that has already happened and it's like, okay, well, I'm not satisfied with how that was addressed. We need to circle back on it. I know I'm getting very particular here. That doesn't have to apply to everyone. Let's go a little further. Now, the devil is Capricorn's card, okay? They get it because of the goat symbolism, right? It's usually very planted, and it can represent toxicity. So when I see it in reverse, underneath the card of communicating, it's like, I just have to get this off my chest. It's just giving me that type of vibe. So just know in this time, if there's something that's bugging you, bothering you, really getting to you, it could be extremely important for you to vent it out to someone. Or just talk about it. Like talking will probably help. So there could be a very serious or an important talk. But another thing I'm picking up here with the fiery page and the devil in reverse, this is someone that feels fired up to me. I feel like this could be someone that's a little upset, angry, mad. So don't be surprised in this time if there's certain things that are rubbing you the wrong way, or your temper might be a little heightened in this time, because it's like, no, this isn't sitting right. This isn't sitting right with me. We need to address it. Let's keep moving. I'm not going to get stuck there. It is what it is. We'll talk about it more during the recap. So let's go in on that Six of Cups. And remember, I said it in the beginning of this reading that last week's reading was the Page of Cups with the devil. Now we have the Page of Wands with the devil in reverse. So it's like, no. We will talk about this. Could definitely be a serious talk. All right, let's go in on the six. What's the six here? Good. Just like I said. Just like I was feeling, just like I said. It's like, okay, well, I'm not happy with that resolution. I'm not happy with how that went down. I'm not happy with that resolution. We need to talk about it again, or we need to touch base with it again. So I am picking up this energy aside from all the stuff I already talked about there. Yeah, there could be problems that you might want to circle back on. There could be big issues or problems where it's like, okay, well, I'm not fully past it, or it's just something we need to touch base on again. Now, the Two of Pentacles is usually a card of harmony. Okay, you see it, the guy's juggling, a lot of things in his hands, lots of energies, but it's harmonious. When I see it in reverse under a card of partnerships here, it's like, no, that wasn't fair. Something isn't fair, or that wasn't fair. So don't be surprised in this time if you see something or you're experiencing something where you're like, no, that's not right. It's not fair. And it needs to be addressed. So I don't feel like we need to get too much deeper in here. Now, for another portion of you, this could be someone that you have a bit of a choppy history with too, if we want to go one more layer deep. With the Six of Cups and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of history there, but it's not the best history. It's like a lot of choppy waters in whatever this connection is. So let's keep moving. Let's see what else comes out with that Knight of Wands, because I was getting some aggression coming from this side, then I'm seeing choppy waters in the center. There could be a problem that needs to get readdressed. That's what it feels like to me. So let's see. Let's see why that Knight of Wands is here. Then we'll do our recap for the shadow. Okay, that's you. Very important to take action, and I got something very, very similar to this. This is also communication, but I got a similar thing in the Capricorn reading, so I'm going to give you the message because it's coming through clear to me, because this is a card that could represent you with the Knight of Pentacles. I feel it's very important for you to address something ASAP. Okay, like whatever it is, whether it is something from the past or whether it's something new, I think time is of the essence. That's how this feels to me, where it's like, okay, well, if it pops up, address it quick. Don't let it fester. Don't let it sit. If there's something you're feeling, like you just gotta go for it for whatever reason. You need to address it. That would be the best course of action. Now, I don't always like to give advice in the readings. I just like to read the energies, how they present. I feel like this energy here on the back end is more mature. It's a little more, I don't want to use the word calculated, but it's just, it knows what it's doing. Whereas this one's a bit of a live wire here on the front end. So like, just watch how people approach you. Like some people you might find them a little offensive or a little too aggressive in this time too. The Knight of Pentacles, aside from being earth sign energy, is also a messenger, but it's calm, it's chill. It's not moving super fast. It's not stuck. So it's like, all right, cooler heads will prevail. So there's a good energy, a nice mature energy here on the back end. But I still feel there is a situation or something that if it pops up, or if it's something you're still not happy or satisfied with, it's like you need to take action quick. Like just be on top of the ball here. Don't let something sit. Don't let it fester. So you're going to have to let me know how that might manifest itself in the coming days and weeks. Because I always say there's a time and a place for everything, but sometimes the best thing is to do nothing. Sometimes the best thing is to handle it right away. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Lots of messages pouring through for you this week, Virgo. But if you kindly look in the box before we get into the shadow card, position number 1, and yeah, there's a lot of people here across the top, down here, so there could be a lot of energies influencing you or affecting you in this time, especially if you're sensitive to those. But we have the Page of Wands with the Devil in reverse, and to me this did feel like a vent session of some kind, where they just can't hold something in anymore, where it's like, I just got to get it off my chest. Like, I can't let this be what it is for whatever reason. This can absolutely be a serious talk for sure, but another thing I was picking up aside from that, it just feels explosive, fiery, possibly angry or mad too. There's a lot of aggression coming from here. Moving to the center, we have the Six of Cups with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So again, an issue or a problem where it's like either you've done something or seen something similar, or you need to readdress it because it's like, all right, well, I'm not happy with the result of that, or we need to readdress this. That's just the big energy that's showing up to me here. I could also see the vibe of someone that you might have a bit of a rocky history with showing up in the center. Now, when we get to the back end, we have the Knight of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles in the upright. A more matured energy, a much calmer energy than what we have here up front. For a lot of you, whatever situations do pop up in this time, just take action on it as quick as possible. That's just how this feels to me. Like, don't let it sit, don't let it fester, make some moves. But at the same time, I feel like this is a nice solid energy that can resolve all the other things we were seeing. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Lots of talking here, lots of other energies, but let's get you one. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. They could be good too. So let's get you one. If you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Virgo? Thank you. King of Swords, so another person, surprise, surprise. So big air sign energy showing up here in the shadows, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the King of Swords is a strategist, it's a planner, very sharp intellectually. So when I see it show up in the shadows, there could be something where if you take a structured approach to it, or if you set a plan into motion, you could get the best possible result. Now, the issue with the King of Swords, or the challenge, the shadow side of it, it could be a bit of a cold card. It could be a bit of a mean card, sometimes even manipulative. So when I see all this talking, all these different people, and now I see the King of Swords in the background, there could be more people involved in situations than you might think. There could be someone pulling strings, and I'm not saying that to just get you in your head or anything like that. I would say this could be good for any sort of strategic planning for you, but in the challenge, the King of Swords could be very cutthroat and mean. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.